Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm going to go through the 4.2 review. Again, I'm only going to do half of it and then I will put up the key for the other half. So go through these with me and then try to make sure on the other ones that you get the answers that I've gotten as well. Alright, so the first one here, we are matching the name of the different centers, and then we're matching the description of it and a picture of it. So the first thing here, the point of concurrency formed by the angle bisectors. Okay, I know that one is the end center, so I'm going to match that there. Okay, the next one I'll do is I'll go and I'll find that picture. So look for the angle bisectors. Oh, here we go. It matches with end center. Okay, the next one that we will do is the point of concurrency formed by the perpendicular bisectors, and we learned that that was the circumcenter, so that matches there. Okay, and then we'll go and we'll look here for the perpendicular bisectors. So you have to be careful. And there's two pictures with right angles here, but both of them are not perpendicular bisectors. So we're going to match this one right here. We can see it's got the right angle and it's bisecting that side, and it does that on all of the sides. So that matches with circumcenter. So there we go. And so now you guys will have to match up the other two pictures with the other two centers. All right, next. It says draw a picture of the following special segments. Okay, there's a couple that I will draw for you guys. Draw an altitude. I'll give you a couple of pictures of an altitude. So we have our standard triangle here. We're going to go from the vertex and drop it down, make a right angle. There's one. Also, let's say you have an obtuse triangle. Okay, well, your altitude could be outside of the triangle. And as long as it's at a right angle, that's it. Okay, another one that I will draw will be a median. Okay, because that one can be a little tricky. So we've got our triangle. Okay, a median, it's going to go from a corner and it's going to go to the middle of a side. So it's going to create two congruent pieces over there. And you don't know if it bisects that angle or not. All you know is that it bisects a side. All right. Next thing we have here, it says for questions 1 through 4, refer to the figure. And it says name an angle bisector, a median, an altitude, and then a perpendicular bisector. Okay, I'm going to go through and I'll do a few of them with you. The first thing here, I'll do name. Okay, we're going to do naming an angle bisector. Okay, so an angle bisector over here, look right there. We've got the angle cut in half, and that line is GL. So GL is an angle bisector. Okay, another one we'll do is name an altitude. So let me erase that line that I drew there. Okay, name an altitude. So they say KI. Okay, here's KI. Could that be an altitude? Maybe. Let's look at GL. Could GL be an altitude? No, it's not at a right angle there, so get rid of that. JM. Okay, could JM, this line right here, could that be an altitude? No, it's not going from a vertex. And then how about HJ? Could HJ, could that be an altitude? No. So the only one that's an altitude is KI, and again, it's because it's going from a vertex and it's making a right angle with the side here. So that's why it's an altitude. All right. And then you guys can, oh, I'm sorry, I circled the wrong one, didn't I? Okay, you guys will be able to go through and find the median and the perpendicular bisector. Okay, our next section here says match the point of concurrency with the special segment and the correct fact about the location. All right, so the first thing, orthocenter. Okay, the orthocenter is made by the intersection of the altitudes. So I guess we'll do the letter and then the numbers over here. So B, okay. The incenter is made by the angle bisector, so C. The circumcenter is made by the perpendicular bisector, so D. And then the centroid is made by the medians, so A. Okay, and then now I'll just match up two of these over here. So one thing, equidistant from the vertices. Okay, that one is either going to be the incenter or the circumcenter. It's actually the circumcenter. Okay, from the vertices. And then equidistant from the sides, well then that's your incenter. All right, and so then you guys can match up 3 and 4. Alrighty, solving the systems of equations here. I'm going to do one of these and then I'll help set you up on the second one, just to help you out a little bit. Okay, the first one here. This one can be solved by elimination because we already see we have the 2y and the negative 2y. So if we just add these two equations, the y's will cancel each other out. So those will cancel. So we have 2x plus 5x, so that's 7x equals. Then we have a negative 22 and then a negative 6, so that's negative 28. So divide by 7 and you get x is negative 4. So there's x. And then now to find y, we just plug x back into either one of those equations. It doesn't matter which. I'm just going to do the top one. So 2 times negative 4 minus 2y equals negative 22. Okay, so this is negative 8 minus 2y equals negative 22. So negative 2y, okay, and you do 22 minus 8, and that would give you 14, so it's negative 14. So divide by negative 2, and so y is going to be positive 7. So there's that one. And then over here, I think this one will be easy for you guys to do. If you look at this first equation, you could easily solve it for y and then substitute it into this other one here. But this one takes a little bit extra. We look at our x's and we look at our y's, and you can't really do multiples of these very easily. But look at your second equation, 8, 2, and 8. They're all divisible by 2. So if we divide everything by 2, then we have 4x plus y equals 4. And then now you can solve this for y and plug it back into your first equation so you can do substitution on that. So you'll get y equals negative 4x plus 4, and then now wherever you see y, you're going to plug this guy in. Right there. And then you'll solve for x and then just plug back in for y. Okay, it says solve the following for x and y. Okay, we can see we have a perpendicular bisector so that we know that these two here are congruent. So now we've got two equations, two unknowns. So we have 3x plus 4 is equal to 8y minus 3. And 5x plus 1 is equal to 10y minus 4. Okay, we'll go on ahead. I'm going to get these in standard form so that we can work with them a little bit more easily. So we'll have negative 8y plus 3x is equal to negative 7. And all I'm doing is moving the 8y over here and the 4 over there. And then same thing here. I'm getting the y over here, and I'm going to put this 1 on the other side. So I have negative 10y plus 5x is equal to negative 5. Okay, on this one, let's see what we can do here. Okay, my second equation is everything is divisible by 5. So if I divide this by 5, okay, I get negative 2y plus x is equal to negative 1. Okay, and so now I can take this one and solve it for x. So I get x is equal to 2y minus 1. I'm going to plug it into this first one here. So negative 8y plus 3, and instead of x, I'm going to put this 2y minus 1 equals to negative 7. All right, and then distribute. You have to remember to distribute to both. So negative 8y plus 6y minus 3 equals negative 7. So when we combine like terms, we get negative 2y, and then move this negative 3 over there, is equal to negative 4. So y is equal to 2. And then now I'll plug this y over here into my x equation. So x is equal to 2 times 2 minus 1. So x is equal to 3. Okay. This one here, I'll kind of start you off on it a little bit. It says JB, segment JB and segment JG are angle bisectors of triangle BIG. Find each measure. Okay, so the key point here is angle bisectors. So there's something particular you have to remember about angle bisectors and finding distances, because that's for part A. It says JB and JG are angle bisectors. So right here, those are going to be congruent. And then here, we know that this side is 32, so this side here is also going to be 32. And so now you're going to kind of have to look at the triangle as a whole to try to figure out what this angle over here, the olive angle G, has got to be, so that then you can find the half and do angle JGI. Okay. It says in triangle PQR, V is the centroid. So that means that these are all medians. Okay. RS, so the whole thing is 21, and VT is 5. Okay. It says find the length of each segment. So we need to find PV, PT, VS, and RV. Okay. So remember, medians, they split. Here's your median, and here's the point of concurrency. This is like 2x, and this is x. And so the whole line is 3x. So basically what we have to do to find RV, it's 2/3 times RS. So we have 2/3 times 21. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 7 times 2, that's 14. So RV is 14. And so then think about it. VS is RS minus RV. So 21 minus 14. So it's 7. Okay, and then now PT. PT is the whole thing. And we have the small part. So just take the small part, 5, and you multiply it by 3. And that gives you the whole thing. So PT is 15. And then now PV would be equal to PT minus VT. So 15 minus 5, so it is 10. And again, the longer side should be twice the length of the smaller part there. Okay. In the triangles below, the segments shown are medians. Find ER if EV is x minus 8 and VR is x minus 10. So they tell us EV is x minus 8 and VR is x minus 10. Okay, so basically we have EV is twice the length of VR. Okay, the longer side is twice the length of the shorter one. So we're just going to substitute in. X minus 8 is equal to 2 times x minus 10. So we have x minus 8 is equal to 2x minus 20. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and solve for x. So minus 2x, we're going to add 8 and add 8 here. So x minus 2x is negative x, and negative 20 plus 8 is negative 12. So if you divide by negative 1, you just get x is 12. And so now we have to find ER, which is the whole thing. So basically we could take EV and VR and add them together. So ER is equal to x minus 8 plus x minus 10. So it's 2x minus 18. So it's 2 times 12 minus 18. So what is 24 minus 18? Okay, so it's going to be 6. So ER is 6. All right, there we go. Okay, next couple ones here. Okay, it says find the value of x. All right, remember this is a mid-segment, so you have to do 2 times the middle part is equal to the whole thing here. So I'm just going to help you set that up. So 2 times is 2x plus 25 is equal to 20 plus x. And then y'all will have to solve that for x. Okay, and again, I'm going to help set you up, and then I'll put the answer at the end so you guys can see how I did it. It says 15n squared minus 40n plus 37 is equal to 3n squared plus 8n plus 1. Okay, we have a quadratic. Okay, so we have to get this side set equal to 0. So I'm going to move everything from the right over to the left. So minus 3n squared minus 3n squared minus 8n and minus 1. So now I have 15 minus 3, so that's 12n squared. Then I have a negative 40 minus 8, so that's minus 48n. And I have 37 minus 1, so that's plus 36, and that's equal to 0. Okay, and then now you should be able to see that all of these are divisible by 12. Okay, so then just divide that out, and then you guys should be able to factor it. All right, next one, it says M and N are midpoints of side AC and BC. So these are in the middle here. So these are congruent there, and these are congruent here. So that means that MN is a midsegment. And it says if MN is x squared plus x minus 8, and AB is x squared plus x plus 14, find the lengths of MN and AB. All right, so let's see here. So 2 times x squared plus x minus 8 will be equal to x squared plus x plus 14. Okay, so 2x squared plus 2x minus 16 is equal to x squared plus x plus 14. Okay, take away x squared, take away x, take away 14. So 2x squared minus x squared is just x squared. And 2x minus x is just x. And negative 16 and then minus another 14, that's negative 30. So now we have to think of two numbers that are going to be multiplying to negative 30, but yet adding up to positive 1. So that would be positive 6 and then negative 5. That's not a 5. Okay, because negative 6 or positive 6 times negative 5 would be negative 30. But then you do 6 plus negative 5 and you get positive 1. So now solve each of these so you get x is either negative 6 or 5. Okay, and then it says find the values, find the lengths of MN and AB. So now we've got to plug in here. So MN, okay, we'll do negative 6 squared plus negative 6 minus 8. So this is 36 minus 14. Okay, So 6 minus 4 is 2, and 3 minus 1 is 2, so it would be 22. Or we can also do the 5 squared, so we'll have 25 plus 5 minus 8, so it's also 22. So mn is 22. Okay, you got to make sure that you plug in both of your roots, because that will be very important in terms of showing work and getting your answer. And then now we'll do AB. Okay, so AB. Okay, we'll do -6 squared. And notice I'm putting the -6 in parentheses. Plus -6 plus 14. So this is going to be 36 plus 8, because 14 minus 6 is 8. Okay, so that's going to be 36 plus 8, that's going to be 44. Okay, and obviously it should be twice the length of MN, right? Okay, and then we'll just double check here with 5. So 5 squared plus 5 plus 14. Okay, so 25 plus 19. Okay, so it'd be 44 as well. So AB is 44. Good. So we got what we're supposed to, so we did everything right. Okay. Now it says AH is an altitude of triangle AFK. So it's an altitude, so we know that this is going to be a right angle here. And it says find the value of x. All right, so here we have that this is a right angle, so we know that this side is a right angle. So we know 4x squared minus 10 is equal to 90. So we get 4x squared is equal to 100. And if you divide by 4, you get x squared is 25. And so then you do the square root. And so x, it have to be either positive or negative 5. All right. And here's our last one. So it says, find the measure of angle DEY, angle YEF, and angle DEF. So we have to basically find the two halves here and then the whole thing. Now, using our markings, I see we're measuring at a right angle here, and they're congruent, so I know that this line in the middle is an angle bisector. So that tells me that 12x minus 3 will be equal to 9x plus 6. So now we'll go on ahead, we'll solve. We'll add 3, and then take away 9x. So we get 3x is equal to 9, so x is equal to 3. And so now what we got to do is plug into just one of them, and then multiply by 2, and that will tell us all 3 of our angles. So angle DEY is equal to angle YEF. And so that one's going to be 12 times 3 minus 3, which is 36 minus 3. So they're 33 degrees. And then now angle DEF, right? DEF, that's the whole thing. It's just going to be 2 times 33, so it's 66. So there you go. Okay, and y'all just notice all the work that I'm showing. That's what you guys need to be showing. Okay, last one. It says DB and AE are medians. So it says if BC, so medians, that means that these guys are being bisected there. Okay, so it says BC is 6y plus 10, and AB is y squared plus 3y, and then CE is 6x plus 12, and ED is 2x plus 60. It says we need to find x, y, and then the length of CD. Okay, so first thing here, we have y squared plus 3y is equal to 6y plus 10. Okay, we got to get this set equal to 0 because this is a quadratic. So we have y squared minus 3y, because You have 3, and then I'm going to have to subtract 6, so that's negative 3. And then minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. So now we're going to have to think of some factors that are going to multiply to be negative 10, but then add up to be negative 3. So you have y here and y there. Okay. So let's think about it. If I did negative 5 times a positive 2, okay, negative 5 times a positive 2, well, negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10. And if I do negative 5 plus 2, I'm going to get negative 3. So that's going to work. So y would be either 5 or negative 2. Okay. And then now we're going to do x here. So we have 6x plus 12 is equal to 2x plus 6. So minus 12, take away 2x, take away 2x. So we get 4x is equal to, and then 6 minus 12 is negative 6. Divide by 4. So x is negative 3 over 2. Because you always have to simplify. Okay, and then now CD. CD is this whole thing here. So basically we can take this 6x plus 12, plug in that negative 3 over 2, and multiply by 2. But actually, I'm going to plug into this 2x plus 6 because that half is going to cancel out. So I'm going to do 2 times negative 3 over 2 plus 6. So this 2 here and that 2 there, they're going to cancel. So I just get negative 3 plus 6, which is 3. So CD is 3. All right, guys, and that's it. So make sure you work through this and go back and look here. I'm going to post the key on Canvas and make sure that you've done everything correctly. Okay, if you want to, you could like pause the video. I'm scrolling back through the key very slowly. So you could pause it and check it there. Otherwise, I'll have the entire key up on Canvas for you to see. All right, so let me just finish scrolling, and then I will see you guys later. Okay, so there's the other systems one here. Here's our matching one. Here's the multiple choice ones. Some pictures. Remember, your pictures might look a little different. And then here's the matching ones. I tried to do different kinds of lines to make it a little bit more clear. Okay, all right guys, so good luck, and I'll see you later.